Hi lovies, it's your girl Caster and I'm back. I've been away for quite some time handling personal matters and trying to live my life to the fullest. But you know what I'm here for? It's time for shadow work. Now shadows are the parts of ourselves that we hide, we put away, we ignore, but they're also the parts that are holding us back from reaching our truest potential. And I'm back, your favorite shadow boxer, to help you get along, okay? So once again, I am back and I am here with the Soul Truth deck. Now this is a self-awareness card deck, okay? And this is all about those hard questions that we don't want confirmation, those hard questions that we're refusing to ask ourselves and confront. So we're gonna hop right into it for my collective, and that took no time at all. And we have received, does my life have room for more pleasure and play? And the second card is, what are the dominant emotions that run my life? Well, off the rip, let's see. In what area are you lacking pleasure right now? Maybe in certain relationships or with work. Is it possible to shift the seriousness of life to experiencing a more creative, wild, and playful side of you? What would happen if you added more play and laughter into your life? What area is lacking this right now? Take time to play. Let go of any need to produce anything. Some of us just have to live a little, get out of our comfort zone, try something new. If you're a homebody, get out. If you're always out in these streets, stay your ass home for a little bit. Relax. Have some one-on-one time with yourself, okay? And what are the dominant emotions that run my life? Well, apparently we are way too serious these days. So how do you feel your day? Stress or joy? Trust or anger? Anxiety or peace? We have only today, right now, the journey. No goal, no destination will bring us the feeling we seek. But when we begin filling every day with that which we value most, we attract more of it. This is fulfillment. This is my collective, so let's talk about it. Maybe we are stuck in a rut. Maybe we are ruminating over past relationships or jobs or situationships that no longer hold value. Now I know it's completely challenging to let go of what no longer serves you, but in doing so, you allow what does serve you for your highest good to step in and take root. It's important that we don't take ourselves too seriously. It's important that we don't allow ourselves to get caught up in the what ifs. Okay, and the what ifs, what ifs can sometimes kick our butts, because it's not so much manifesting what can be, mostly manifesting what could have been. If people have walked away from you, let them. Let them stay where they are. Let them be who they are. Let them live their lives, even if it's not with you. And I know how hard that can be, but it's what's best for everyone, especially ourselves, to let go of the what ifs and what was, and to look forward to the new. If you're going to ask yourself, what if? Let it be, what if I tried something new? What if I gave myself the validation that I was seeking from an outside source? What if I just allowed myself to be happy without any expectations, without putting demands on others? What if? Let that be the only what ifs that come to mind. Not, what if I had done something differently to make it work? Or what if I had stayed at that job just a little bit longer to reach my goal? If you're going to ask yourself, what if you gave yourself grace? What if you allowed yourself the benefit of the doubt? What if you just prioritized yourself, your well-being, and your happiness above all others? If you're a mom, I know how hard that can be, but as a mother, it is our priority to take care of ourselves so that we can take care of our children. If you're a spouse, You have to take care of yourself, because we can't allow someone else's actions to disrupt what we have going for ourselves. Okay? So now would be the perfect time for a little more pleasure and a little more play. Okay? I myself take myself way too seriously. I'm told I'm funny all the time, but it's not on purpose. I love to talk. I have a mouth on me. And if that can make other people laugh and bring them joy, then that's great. But I need to get outside more. I need to live my life a little bit more. On a personal note, I'm going through a divorce. And that's hard. That's challenging. So when I think of the dominant emotions that are running my life, now would be the time to take accountability for my emotions. People don't make me feel any type of way. I choose to feel some way. Prime example, when my kids were little, my oldest would always say, my brother is being annoying and my brother is getting on my nerves. And I would correct him and help him to take accountability. Your brother isn't being annoying, you're annoyed. Okay, taking accountability for your emotions, that's you taking your power back. No one has the power or the authority to make you feel any type of way, not about yourself and not about them. Your emotions are your responsibility, and that's where your power begins. Sure, do people do things that often irk us? Sure, their actions may be irksome, but that person isn't irksome. If you do something that I don't like, it's me acknowledging, okay, I don't like his actions, I don't like what he said, I don't like how he's carrying himself. But what is it about his actions or what he said that I don't like? It all comes back to accountability. And this is why I'm here. Okay, you and I are going to practice self-realization. You hold the power. I hold the power. No one can make you feel any type of way. I want you to observe the situation and understand why you feel the way you feel. Okay? So we're just going to keep it going. We also have, what if it isn't true? Now, we were just discussing the what ifs. Here's a perfect example. What if it isn't true? The thing you are telling yourself right now, the concrete reasons why you think you don't belong, you can't do it, you won't get there, or you're not enough, or it's not for you. What if it isn't true? It's time for a soul chat. Close your eyes, put your hands on your heart, and ask the wise one within you. What if it isn't true? What else might be possible? What lie do I need to let go of to reach my soul's truth? Let's start at the top. You are always good enough. You are always good enough. You are good enough for that job. You are good enough to excel. You are a great mother. You are always good enough. Now, if someone else wants to chime in and say you're not good enough, let's flip that. And maybe they don't meet your standards. Maybe it's projection and they are trying to take it out on you because you know who you are. And the weak ones will always try to grasp onto the strong, not so that they're lifted up, but so that they can bring us down. And it's our responsibility to not allow that to happen. So what if all of the things that you're telling yourself aren't true? What if all those negative thoughts and emotions aren't true and it's just something to look at, reflect upon, and let go? There's nothing wrong with feeling sad. Don't stay there. There's nothing wrong with feeling disappointed. Don't stay there. And it's better to ask yourself, if we're dealing with another person, what is it about this person that I was attracted to? And what is it about this person that has helped me to let them go? Okay, so we're going both ways. And take a look at all the steps and all the questions you've asked yourself, beginning to end. And what doesn't apply, let it go. It's called growth. You don't have to stay where you were, especially because where you were and where you're going hardly ever do they look alike at all. It's okay to feel upset. It's not okay to stay there. It's okay to be upset with someone's actions, but learn from them. If you don't like the way this person treated you, leave them right where they are. Because I guarantee you, they're going to find someone else to treat that same exact way. And you're going to be praying to God and thanking God that it's not you. Thank you, Jesus. I'm not the one that's being punished because this person doesn't know who they are. Thank you, Source. I am not the reason this person can blame for anything. I've removed myself. Now I know how hard that can be. Some of us thought that we had our person, or we found that job that was going to see us through and end result was going to be successful. But that's not always the case. The plans we make for ourselves are nothing compared to what God has in store for us. Whatever the universe is going to provide. Now, mind you, the universe reads your heart, as does Christ. So it's important that we get a grasp of our emotions. It's important that we understand what it is we desire, what we want, what we need, what we don't want, what we don't desire. For every need and desire, it's important that you look at the other side of that coin and say, I want this, but I don't want this. I desire this, but I don't desire this. And find that medium. Okay, no one else is responsible for our emotions. That's why it's our responsibility to care for ourselves. Will people often let you down? Certainly, but are you going to let yourself down? Not at all. Especially for those who are living for our children. It's important that we don't stay down even when we're knocked down, because we are their example of strength, endurance, tenacity. We are their examples of what life could be, good and bad. There's always going to be a reason to stay down, but there's always 1,001 reasons to get up. Okay? Am I clear on what my soul really wants? I just said this. In order to determine what we want, we should start at what we don't want, what we don't like, what we don't accept, what we won't put up with. And then it's easier to get to the wants that we need and we desire. Okay. So what else do we have here? Am I clear on what my soul really wants? I'll read this for you. Take out the shoulds and the limitations, get out of your head and pay attention to your heart's desires instead. If you knew it was impossible to fail, what would you do? Wherever you go, go with all your heart. Ask yourself what it is that your soul really wants. What does your heart crave? Then take one step in that direction. Those small steps are really what make the journey worthwhile. Okay. What boundaries do I can't talk right now. Okay. Go ahead, try this again. What boundaries need to be created or strengthened within my relationships? Now, I'm always going to start at the top. What is your relationship with God looking like? What is your relationship with the Most High, Source, your Creator? What is that relationship looking like? Because God has never lied to you. God has never failed you. So let's start with the most important relationship, the one we have with the Most High. For me, it's Jesus. For you, you could call it the universe or source or whatever else. But for me, it's Jesus. And I'm certain to take care of my relationship with Christ because he's always taking care of me. Okay? And your relationship with yourself. God and you. God and you. God and you. They go hand in hand. One hand washes the other. Both hands wash the face. To create more healthy boundaries, we must first get in tune with our own needs, desires, and feelings, and believe we are worthy of them. And this is what this whole reading has been about so far. In your relationships, it's essential to know where they end and where you begin. When we separate our energy from others, we gain clarity about what we really want. Then we stop doing things that no longer align with ourselves. If you are an empath, you can still be compassionate towards others without taking on their stuff. It is safe to trust that you are not here to fix everyone. Today's mantra: I have everything I need within me now. So do they. I'm worthy of my needs, and I set boundaries based on what's best for me. So, let's take it from the top. Does my life have room for more pleasure and play? What are the dominant emotions that run my life? What if it isn't true, all those negative thoughts we're having, okay? Am I clear on what my soul really wants? And that's a big one, because God can't give you anything you're not asking for. He can know you're deserving and he can know you're worthy, but if you don't feel that way about yourself, well, he's not going to step in, because it's a partnership. And he's not about to do all the work. There's too many of us. And yes, God is omnipotent, but it is a relationship. Are you taking care of yourself? Are you taking care of your relationship with God? And what boundaries need to be created or strengthened within my relationships? Okay, and it's about to get deep. So I hope you're ready, because this is what shadow boxing is. It's looking at ourselves in a way that nobody else can. And it's asking ourselves those deep questions and confronting ourselves, so that our shadows, our quote unquote demons, well, they don't bring us down. We train them and then we use them to elevate. And that's what all of this is about. Elevation and being complete and whole within ourselves, so that we're not relying on another person or an external factor to complete us. Am I ready to let go of this buried shame? That's a tough one. This is actually a card I've been getting myself for over a week now. And so I had to ask myself, what do I feel shame about? What does shame do for me? And the answer is nothing. I used to say that I don't have regrets. And then I changed my mind and say, well, I regret this. And the reality is, I don't know if I'd change any of it. If I had changed one thing, maybe I wouldn't be sitting here in front of you trying to help you work through this. Those weaknesses, I turn into my strengths. And I'm hoping I can help you do the same. So shame. Whew. That is a tough emotion. The feeling of shame is the lowest energy frequency there is. When you live in shame, you live in darkness. What part of you is ready to stand in the light? Is there any shame from a past experience that is ready to be healed? Heal the shame by giving it a name. Bring it to the light and let it be seen, heard, and healed. It's revival season. Replace the shame with your soul's truth. My soul's truth is blank. My soul's truth is that I am phenomenal. I am. I need to stop beating myself up for the mistakes that I've made in the past. What was I ashamed of? Another failed marriage. This would be my second marriage. But in my defense, I married another Aquarius man for scientific reasons, but same result. Aquarius men aren't really the marital type. They're more of a stick around until someone else shows up kind of thing. They always want the new, and they always want the fun, and they always want the fresh. They're not really committed to self-growth, just self-gratification. So I can let go of allowing myself to be a notch on someone's belt. I can let go of feeling like I allowed myself to be used and abused. I can let it go. Everything happens for a reason, and now I know I'll never date another one of those mofos again. So, whatever you're feeling shame about, give it a name and let it go. Do I believe I am worthy? Here's a better one. So here we go. We started with the, am I ready to let go of this buried shame? Followed up with, do I believe I am worthy? Of course we are worthy. Now, I can tell you you're worthy until I'm blue in the face, but it's up to you to understand that you are worthy and to truly allow yourself to feel worthy. Only when you feel worthy of the greatest good is when it will arrive, because we don't chase. we attract. Okay? So, do I believe I am worthy? You are worthy, you are deserving, and you are loved. Start seeing the divine beauty within you and go out and claim the life you have dreamt up. Your crown has been bought and paid for. Put it on your head and wear it. For a big goal or dream you have, ask yourself, do I feel worthy of this? And then follow up with, I am worthy of it all. What is my body telling me right now? Some of us need rest. Some of us need sleep. Some of us just need to stop and be still. Some of us are always on the go, 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 and we always want to move, because as long as we're moving, nothing can catch up. Some of us just need to sit down, and others of us have been stagnant for quite some time. So it's important that we do our stretches and our exercises and our breathing exercises and inhale, exhale, pause, all that good stuff. So let's do this. Our body speaks to us. Through physical pain or discomfort, our body sends messages for us to look more deeply. See the trapped emotions, the lurking fears, and beliefs that limit you. Listen to your physical body, and you will be led to the source of your pain. It's time to get your healing on. From whom can I release my judgment right now? Woo. I'm always going to say, let's start with ourselves. Always start with the judgment that we have placed on ourselves, so that we'll be less likely to judge and feel the need to expose or fix others, okay? Judgment closes our heart to truth and separates us from love. It binds us to our fear and holds us in shame. We were just talking about this, so clearly we're on to something, okay? On whom are you placing judgment right now? Is it someone in your life? Is it yourself? Release the shackles, drop the expectations, and be grateful for what is. Look at the person you are judging as if you are looking at a small child. See them learning and growing, falling down and making mistakes. See their desire to be loved and accepted. Add even more grace to open your heart to this truth. When I lift the judgment from myself and others, I uncover my own truth. I am loved, I am whole, I am limitless, and so are they. It is okay to love someone. It is okay to love someone so much that all you want is the best for them. And so you keep forgiving their abuse towards you. It says lift judgment, and that's a hard one, because the first place we learn to judge is at home, right? Let's release the judgment. Let's look at others as though they are small children and they're learning and they're growing and they're unsure of where they're going. And allowing them that grace, it gives us a grace. We don't have those expectations. We don't have those demands. We just look at them as God intended. Maybe they're not for you. And that hurts. But it's also okay. Who am I ready to forgive? I'm always going to say start with ourselves. I'm always going to say, before you can forgive another person, it's important that you forgive yourself, because we're not placing blame, so to speak. We're just accepting what is, what was, and what will be. I am not what happened to me. I am who I choose to become. Is it time to let go, forgive, and move onward? Is your soul ready to forgive someone else or yourself? Forgiveness brings sweet release, freedom, and insight. Look at it from their shoes. Notice how you grew and what you have learned. Who do you want to become, and how is this resistance holding you from what your soul wants? Write a forgiveness letter. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Write a letter today while thinking of the person you are ready to forgive. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me, and thank you. Forgiveness is tough, and I know everyone, most people will tell you, well, forgiveness isn't for you. Forgiveness isn't for them. It's for you. It's a gift to yourself. And I'm going to keep it real. Sometimes you don't have to forgive anything. You don't have, if you want to forgive yourself, if you want to forgive this other person, sure, I'm ready for it. I am all for it. Okay, it's about growth. But sometimes forgiveness isn't necessary. Sometimes just looking at the situation for what it is and what it was and letting go, that is a form of forgiveness, to me at least. I absolutely do not forgive my ex-husband. Not for the way he treated me, not for the things that he said about me, not for the things he did behind my back. I don't forgive him at all. But I'm not upset about it either. Because he was only doing things from his level of comprehension, from his level of consciousness, from his level. So there's nothing to forgive. He's down here, I'm up here. How can I forgive him for being down there? He didn't do anything wrong. He's just down there. I'm out of his league. And so you should really, if you can't bring yourself to forgive the person or yourself, then don't forgive it, but find a way to move past it. Who can I serve today? I'm always going to start with ourselves, okay? What can you do to make yourself feel better? Whether it's a nice hot bubble bath, making yourself your favorite meal, playing board games with your kids, spending time with your children. That's one way of serving yourself. But in terms of serving another, in a world lacking soul-to-soul connection, small and simple acts are what create the biggest and most lasting impact. We shift our own pain and experience an avalanche of love when we lose ourselves in the service of others. Who needs you today? Listen to your heart. Who needs you? Make one soulful connection today and give solely to spread more love, expecting nothing in return. Notice the joy that you feel when you serve others. Absolutely. I'm here serving you. And in turn, it helps me because I feel better knowing that I tried. And I'm giving you guys my all, and I'm giving it the best. And I want you to see that if I can do it, you can do it. Are these questions hard? Absolutely. They are painful. They are painful. But it's confronting those shadows and healing those shadows that in the long run allow us to progress and move on. What do I resist feeling right now? For myself, all of it. Sometimes I resist the feelings of pain. And it really doesn't get me anywhere because then when I allow those emotions to step back in, I'm feeling everything. So what do I resist feeling right now? I'm resisting the feeling to beat myself up. I'm resisting those negative emotions. They're not going to play a part in my life today. Today it's solely about how I can feel better about myself and how I can help you feel better about yourself. We have to feel it to heal it. In order to let go of pain, we first have to honor its existence. It's so true, like I just said. If I shut them out, when I open that door, they just come flooding in. So it's important that I allow myself to feel those emotions. And it's important that you allow yourself to feel those emotions. You don't have to take them all on at once, but one breath at a time. Okay? Emotions are like waves. Some are soft, some are fierce, some are layered, and some will sweep you off your feet. When we allow ourselves to feel it all, we can then release what no longer serves us. I get what the card is saying, but if you are unable to allow yourself to feel everything all at once, take your time. You don't have to rush it. There's no end game where you just come out as the greatest person to ever live. No, that isn't realistic. Your only focus and your only goals right now should be how you can feel better about yourself. Allow yourself to feel this wave. Let it move through you. Through you. That means we're not hoarding it, we're not keeping it. It comes, we feel it, and it goes. Let it move through you no matter how long it lasts. Then release it back into the ocean. Feel it, heal it, enjoy the sweet freedom within your soul. And finally, we received, when was the last time I couldn't stop laughing or smiling? Okay, let's let go of that buried shame. Let's let go of those dominant emotions that are preventing us from feeling joy and happiness. Okay? Go back to a moment when you laughed so hard you almost peed your pants, or did. Feel the laughter grow in your body, your cheeks hurting and your eyes watering. Maybe there was even a snort or two. My mom snorted when she laughed. That's cool. Laughter is healing. It reminds us to take life less seriously and to find the joy in the littlest things. Note to self, laugh more often. Or at the very least, make somebody laugh today. We asked ourselves a lot of tough questions here. What if it isn't true? What shame can I let go of? Am I clear on what my soul really wants? What do I resist feeling right now? Who can I serve today? Who am I ready to forgive? From whom can I release my judgment right now? What boundaries need to be created or strengthened within my relationships? Do I believe I am worthy? And what is my body telling me right now? Does my life have room for more pleasure and play? Maybe for today we don't take life so seriously. And if you feel forgiveness is necessary, then start with yourself. Forgive yourself for allowing yourself to stay in a situation so long. Forgive yourself for allowing yourself to be treated and mishandled. Forgive yourself. And then focus on forgiving someone else. Because let's remember, people are only creating from their level of consciousness. So if you're focused on God and you're focused on yourself and you're focused on your family, it's easier to forgive someone else's mistakes, especially when they're not a part of your family. Okay? So, we are going to go from those soul truths now, that self-awareness deck, to the Kali Oracle. Kali is a divine goddess who helps us cut away what no longer serves us. And now we are going to find out what she's helping us cut away, what no longer serves us, what we need to let go of, what we're struggling with, what we've got help. And this Supreme Goddess is here. Dharma of Kali. Number 37. 37 equals 10. 3 and 7 equals 10. We're going to break that down to a 1. And I think it's important that we take a good look because, well, there seems to be one whole her, but two sides to her. Okay? Now, we all have two sides to ourselves. The one we share with others and the one that no one knows about. So now we're going to go into our little book here and we are going to understand exactly what she is saying. Okay. Dharma of Kali. Every action is infused with loving purpose. Every challenge and every opportunity in your life exists by her divine design. Her spiritual intelligence is within your heart. When you trust in your integrity and proceed according to your soul's values, you are trusting and empowering her to be at cause in your life. Everything that is happening is a part of how your prayers are being answered. A new order is to be established. You are being led into it. Ooh, out with the old and in with the new. To honor the Dharma means to live according to the genuine spiritual principles. What those principles depends on your inner values. To live according to your values means living with integrity of being, conducting yourself according to an inner spiritual code. If you are not quite ready to take such responsibility, or do not yet have the confidence to trust in your own values, work with an external moral code and attempt to align with that. Morality is like training wheels for the soul, imposing concepts of right and wrong. It is a top-down approach, mind first, then attempting to mold behavior accordingly. Spiritual integrity is a different approach. It does not ask what others think about a matter or how we will be judged for acting in a certain way. Rather, it inquires as to what resonates as the most spiritually aligned course of action. It considers how we speak and act in such a way that those inner values are respected. Adherence to external moral codes is useful in the earlier stages of development, but when a soul is ready to grow, being overly guided by morality can undermine spiritual progress. Morality can lead the soul into a state of psychological infancy, responding to externally imposed measures of conduct and aiming to avoid repercussions when a transgression is discovered by another. Or it may suffer with guilt and shame when a moral code has been violated, intentionally or not. In such a mindset, we hand power over to the collective that establishes the code, whether it be religious, socioeconomic, family, or a political group, or the collective more generally. In following that code, we can adopt something of a childlike attitude to punishment and reward, hence the shock when bad things happen to good people. Those with the courage to grow into following an inner code take greater responsibility for their lives and actions. And this is what we're all about, shadow work, taking responsibility and accountability for ourselves and our emotions. From greater responsibility arises greater freedom. And moving away from the crowd, such souls can forge their own path. This does not mean we act in ways despicable to others. Certainly there are people who deny the power of a moral code, but also lack an inner connection to spiritual presence and so move with an absence of integrity altogether. Such people create much pain for themselves and others as they assume a level of personal power without the spiritual maturity to ensure that power is expressed benevolently. Our evolutionary process for strengthening our connection to Dharma, or spiritual law, transforms our relationship with ourselves, each other, and the world. As we grow spiritually and mature at a psychological level, we naturally begin to cultivate our inner values, eschewing those who have been taught that no longer resonate. We learn the often painful lessons of what happens when we abandon our values to pursue that which society says is more important: control, profit, or personal gain at any cost. Social status through positions of power, for example. We increasingly align ourselves with our values and adhere to them more courageously, evolving them according to inner resonance rather than an outer effect. We realize that self-respect is more important than trying to control and manipulate outcomes, events, or other people. We are moved from an inner place rather than motivated by external rewards. As a consequence, it is spiritually safe for us to receive an abundance of material blessings because we know we will not try to sell our soul to obtain them. The Dharma of Kali brings the message that your most abundant successes will manifest when you are aligned with your integrity. You do not need to put your faith in pathways or projects that do not resonate with your deeper spiritual knowing and values. Seeking the ways of the world to bring you what you need is only going to limit your spiritual progress and undermine the most abundant manifestation of your purpose. If intuitively you know that you need to engage with a more traditional worldly means of progress, then you can do so with your spiritual integrity intact and guiding you so you stay true to yourself in the progress. As you are guided from within, you shall make the best progress. I think we've touched on a great deal today. Integrity. Now that's important. Integrity is doing the right thing even when no one is watching. It's a staple of your character. Not everyone is walking around with integrity. And you should accept that not everyone has integrity. So it's important that we carry ourselves and we maintain a moral code, not necessarily in alignment with what other people think, what other people believe, or how they carry themselves. Integrity is personal, and it's important. And finally, we will get a card from the Sacred Rebel Oracles. Guidance for living a unique and authentic life. One of my favorite decks, honestly. All right. Number 3, inspiration. This is actually a card that I keep getting. Sorry, but that ring light is like in the way. But as you can see, there are sparks of inspiration, the flowers and the light. So let's hit the book, okay? Inspiration. An idea has captured your attention, or will do so very soon. It may be a grand vision or the vague sense of something that could be. You are being encouraged to accept the vision, the idea, or the inspiration as it is important to your creative and spiritual growth. Also, it is possible. It is possible. It is possible. You are worthy of the best, and it is possible that you receive the best. The bee is bringing you healing medicine wisdom from nature to aid the message of the Oracle of Inspiration. The bee is a powerful spirit totem. Bees, you want to make sure that you guys can see this, okay? The bees. Bees in the chat. Bees in the chat. Okay, I don't know where that came from, but okay. The bee is bringing you healing medicine wisdom from nature to aid the message of the Oracle of Inspiration. The bee is a powerful spirit totem. Bees are able to fly with wings that are significantly small in proportion to their heavier bodies. They can do so because of the sheer speed with which their wings move. Your idea, even if it seems like a big, substantial plan that might be difficult to get off the ground and up and running, can succeed. You will attract great helpers to you, and the earth will support the success of this project, idea, or vision, because it is about helping the greater good, as well as your own growth and development. When the Earth Mother lends you nature wisdom to support your healing and growth, you know you have an exceptionally powerful ally to your cause. Let this bring you confidence. If you have also drawn the After the Storm card, consider this message amplified. And we'll pull another card if we have to after this. Allow inspiration to fill you with enthusiasm and expectation of magic and marvelous synchronicity as people's situations and opportunities fall into place to help bring your inspiration into reality. The idea has the potential to flower into so much more than you realize. It has great potential. It can become something that feeds and nourishes others on their creative and personal healing paths too. It has the quality of a mission and so much more than one singular idea. When an inspiration comes from the greater creative intelligence of the universe, even when it makes itself known as an idea coming through a human source, all that is needed to bring it into being will be available at the right time. For the human channel of the idea, it is just a matter of being open, receptive, trusting, and enthusiastic about what has come through. Everything required for each step will be naturally attracted to support the success of the project according to the divine timing. The healing process below will help you manifest the support needed for your inspiration to take flight. This oracle also comes with the message that you are a vehicle of inspiration. You are meant to think and do things differently. You are capable of receiving fresh ideas that are not so out there or different, that they stop being practical, helpful, and wonderful. You are being asked to avoid the trap of doubting your ideas You are being asked to avoid the trap of doubting your ideas are special or interesting enough. Your inspiration comes direct from the universal creative source, and you are being asked to believe and recognize the signature of great intelligence within your inspirational ideas and creative urges and to act accordingly. To sum up, this card indicates that sweet success, like abundant honey, is coming your way through your commitment to and development of an idea that you have already had or will soon receive. See it through to the end. Believe. Okay. I have to be honest, it took a lot for me to go live again. And I simply pulled out Oracle and didn't just jump into Tarot because I have a lot going on and you are my collective, so I feel it's best if I just don't pull up all that muck right now. Let's focus on the softness of loving ourselves and appreciating our self-respect, appreciating the morals and the guides that we have in place to assist us in being the best and greatest version of ourselves, not just for ourselves, but others also. I will do one more. Faith in the process. Okay. And one of those cards from the Soul Truth literally asks about our relationships. And what did I say? What boundaries need to be created or strengthened within my relationships? Let's start with the one that you have with the Most High first. Okay, 32. Faith in the process. No matter how powerful we are, how much courage and strength we have, there are times when we can't quite move ourselves along to the next phase of life or creative exploration. You've got to believe. At such times, we need some divine intervention, a little help in pulling our trolley along, so to speak. When we are at the edge of our own limits and have no more personal resources, we might be left with only one spiritual power, that of faith. Fortunately, that is enough. As unlikely as it may seem, the invisible help from the universe is often more powerful than the physical efforts of 1,000 men. That is because the invisible help is not limited by physical laws. It can shift, bend, and move in ways that defy limitation. It can affect, evoke, and influence situations through invisible but undeniably persuasive means. You are in a situation where you cannot set right the course of events all by yourself. This is not an indication that you have done something wrong, nor does this suggest that you are not strong enough. It is a sign that there is something bigger unfolding in your life, and your willpower will be supplemented by the power of life itself. Sometimes a bigger plan needs to manifest for the benefit of humanity and the earth. You need to shift your perspective to realize that you are part of the greater unfoldment of life, that your individual life serves the greater plan, and that you are not separate from its genius. This is what's happening now. You happen to be instrumental to the greater plan, and as such, you need to accept your position and be moved, while also being empowered and protected as you make personal progress through your role in that grander scheme. This is the time for humility and trust. You need complete faith in the processes and events that are happening. There is nothing to worry about. You will be moved most fully and easily and with the most grace and assistance through your faithful surrender. Ironically, it is time through complete surrender and total faith that we become the most empowered. When we are no longer trying to impede the perfection of the greater plan, we can be aligned with and moved by the process. After having faith in the benevolence of life, rather than harboring the suspicion that life is seeking to catch us out, have a joke at our expense, or carelessly toss us about as though we mean nothing, then we can relax a little. Having faith in the process gives you space to be curious about what is taking place, and to relax enough to be open to what we are most in need of, even if we aren't exactly sure of what that is or how it can happen. The guidance from this oracle comes direct from the greater source of life itself. There is now an opportunity for you to be moved from the situation you are currently in to the next chapter in your life story. You can't do it on your own. It is too big a shift. It needs the grace of life to intervene on your behalf. You will need faith though. You may feel as though the wheels of your trolley are coming off or that they're a bit rickety, but you must also understand that the voice of life is now coming straight to your heart with this message. I have resources you know not of. It is safe to trust in my ways and in my wisdom, for I love you and I am guiding you into all that is rightfully yours. Know that what is rightfully yours is what your heart truly desires, and you need not fear loss. Nothing that is meant to come to you will be denied, and it is safe for you to let go and allow me to move you. Through faith, peace is restored, and you are able to know this, and perhaps have some fun in the process. Say aloud, I now ask all the disappointing experiences of the past that have led me to believe that life is not trustworthy, or that faith is a silly or immature way to deal with life, be released from my mind, my body, and heart. I ask for help to accept that I can and will attract all that is needed into my life at the perfect time and in the perfect way. I ask to be empowered to absolutely receive all that can assist me with gratitude and without shame or guilt. In doing so, I dedicate myself to be a clear, loving, open channel for the flow of life. I know that the benefit in doing so is not limited to me, but will flow so that life can benefit others through me. I trust in this now, through unconditional love. So be it. Well, I think today's shadow work was truly in depth, and it touched on key aspects of our faith, our relationship with ourselves and others, what no longer serves us, and how the universe and God are working tirelessly to provide and support us. Out with the old and in with the new. And as we approach this new year, let it be just that. Out with the old and in with the new. You aren't who you were. You aren't your mistakes. You aren't your choices. You are who you choose to be. And God is simply trying to work with you. So it's time that you let God in, you let the universe work on your behalf, and you love yourself to the greatest of your ability. Even if no one else feels the love for you that you feel. It's okay. Let it go. Let it go. Out with the old and in with the new. So, thank you for joining me today. And I hope that whoever comes across this video finds something helpful. And I love you. God loves you. The universe loves you. And there are others who love you as well. So be honest, be kind, be true, be good, be loving, be you. I love you guys. See you next time.